And this is the global forecast for May 2017. This is going to be the month that changes everything. Now, a few of you have heard me say that before over the last 9 or 10 years, but this really is the month that's going to change everything. For those of you who have seen my global forecast at the start of the year, would have heard me say that both the middle of May and the month of July are going to be extremely difficult times for the planet. The July stuff is down to the eclipses, and we'll deal with that one later. But in May, in the middle of May, there's one big aspect coming up that overshadows the rest of the month. Now, let's just get the rest of the month out of the way. The new moon in Taurus on the 15th of May at 24 degrees of Taurus. This is not impacting on any other planet in the sky. It's got a weak trine to Pluto. It's a healthy new moon, not worried by it. The full moon on the 29th of May at 8 degrees of Sagittarius. Again, that's not really doing anything. It's trining the North Node, to which I say big deal. And it's a healthy moon. So the moons I'm not worried about. There's no seriously big aspects going on. There's an ongoing trine from Jupiter to Neptune, Jupiter retrograde in Scorpio, Neptune moving forward in Pisces. But this is the second of three, and it's in the background. It's been there since January, and it will be there until September. Not really counting this as that significant at the moment. So there's no big aspects going on. But there is going to be a concentrated and compressed period of change. Just to get the basics out of the way, Venus will move from Gemini into Cancer on the 19th, the Sun will move into Gemini on the 21st, and Mercury will move out of Taurus into Gemini on the 29th. But it is the stuff that's happening in the middle of the month. Mercury moves into Taurus on the 13th of May, and 48 hours later, maybe 50 hours later, Uranus moves into Taurus. Mercury-Uranus conjunction at 29 degrees of Aries, just as Mars is at 28, 29 degrees of Capricorn. So this is really big square from Mars at the end of Capricorn to Mercury and Uranus at the end of Aries. And this is actually quite explosive. And I do use that word selectively. It is explosive. Mars in the last degree of Capricorn is going to say, no, we will do things thoroughly and properly. We will work hard with attention to structure and boundary. And Mercury and Uranus together at the end, the last degree of Aries, is going to go, right, rules out the window. We'll do it our way, with a capacity for anarchy, disruption, chaos, drama, definitely, spontaneity and unpredictability. This is explosive. It is not explosive in terms of volcano, or it might be. It's not explosive in terms of, well, it is anger, but it's more likely to be explosive in terms of, I don't know, missiles or chemical dumps or petrol stations. It's about fire. Because Mars is fire. Mercury and Uranus together at the end of Aries, very fiery. It's going to affect a lot of people. This is the forerunner of Uranus moving into Taurus, which is going to affect a lot of people in terms of value systems, possessions, assets, attitudes towards money. Regardless of whether this is the start of the new currency coming in, it doesn't matter about your politics. The fact is, money's going to change massively in the next 7 years in ways that hasn't happened before. It doesn't matter if you like it or not, it's going to happen. And there's going to be a lot of disruption around this time. The time of the 12th through to the 17th is one of the most volatile times that I've seen. It particularly impacts on the horoscope of the British Isles and the British royal family. I know there's a royal wedding at this time. The closer we get to it, the more I'm actually metaphorically going monkey poo in myself, because for months I've been thinking, not going to happen, wedding's not going to happen, and now here we are, and it really looks like it's going to happen. So if I've got it wrong, I'll be the first to hold my hands up and say, sorry folks, I screwed up. But there's something coming up to do with a British royal family in the middle of May that is going to change everything, and I don't know what it is, but it's there. Watch this space. This is going to be the month that changes everything. It's going to change the way we see the world. And the world's going to be a very different place by the end of May. And this is setting us up then for what's coming up in July with the two really big eclipses that are happening at that time, particularly the second one at the end of July. Right, catch you later, world. Have a good one over this month. And if the world were my client and everyone were part of one being, I would say this is the month that is the start of the disintegration of old value systems and the emergence of new patterns of value and worth. It's going to be an interesting ride. Catch you later, world. Bye.